Hello students, this is our sixth lecture in the chapter lipid analysis. In the previous fifth lecture, we will see about various methods for the fat characterization, that is cold test, cloud point, color test, and then iodine value. Now in this lecture, we will see about the saponification value, free fatty acid and acid value, then peroxide value, then para-anesthetic value and Totox value, thiobarbituric acid reactive substances test. So we will see one by one. So the first one, saponification value. So what is meant by saponification? So the saponification, it is nothing but the process of breaking down or degrading the neutral fat into the glycerol. Neutral fat into the glycerol by the treatment of fat with alkali, which shown in the given equation, that is when triacylglycerol when reacted with the KOH and when heated it will give rise to the glycerol, and potassium salt of fatty acid is formed. So the saponification value is defined as the number of alkali units or number of alkali necessary to saponify the given quantity of the fat or oil. So here what happened? So generally here ester is converted into the salt of acid. Okay. So the saponification value is expressed as milligram of KOH required to saponify 1 gram of the sample. Now what is the procedure? Okay, so for that purpose we will take excess of alcoholic potassium hydroxide and add it to the sample, and then solution is heated to saponify the fat. Okay, so the unreacted potassium hydroxide is back titrated with standardized HCl using phenolphthalein as an indicator, and the saponification value is calculated as S minus B into N into 56.1 upon W, where S be the volume of the titrant for the sample, B be the volume of the titrant for the blank, N be the normality of HCl in millimoles per ml, and 56.1 it is the molecular weight of the KOH, while the W is the mass of the sample. Also, we have to calculate the saponification value, where we have calculate the saponification value which is obtained from the fatty acid composition. The fractional molecular weight of each fatty acid in the sample must be determined first by multiplying the fatty acid percentage divided by the 100 by its molecular weight. So the mean molecular weight is the sum of the fractional weight of all fatty acid in the sample, so that the calculated saponification value is equals to 3 into 56.1 into 1000 divided by mean molecular weight into 3 plus 92.09 minus 3 into 18, where saponification value is equals to the mg of the KOH per gram of the sample, then 3 is the number of fatty acid per triacylglycerol, 56.1 it is the molecular weight of the KOH, and 1000 is the conversion of units from gram to milligram per gram. So 92.09 it is the molecular weight of the glycerol gram per mole, and 18 is the molecular weight of the water. Then what are the applications? So the calculated saponification value is not applicable to fats and oils containing high amounts of unsaponifiable material. So that is free fatty acid which is having percentage greater than 0.1, or mono and diacylglycerols which are having percentage which is greater than 0.1%. Now the next one is the free fatty acid. and acid value. So the principle. So the measurement of fat acidity normally reflects the amount of fatty acid hydrolyzed from the triacylglycerols. So in the given reaction, we will see that triacylglycerols, when hydrolyzed, it gives rise to the glycerol and fatty acids. So the free fatty acid is the percent by weight of the specified fatty acid, that is percent oleic acid. The acid value is defined as the milligram of KOH necessary to neutralize the free fatty acid in 1 gram of fat or oil. The acid value is often used as a quality indicator in frying oils, where a limit of 2 mg KOH per gram oil is sometimes used. In addition to free fatty acids, acid phosphatase and amino acids are also contribute for the acidity. Then see the procedure. So in the samples containing no acids other than fatty acids, free fatty acid and acid value may be converted from one to other using conversion factor. So the acid value conversion factor for the lauric and palmitic acids are 2.81 and 2.19 respectively. So the percentage of free fatty acid when oleic acid is there, so it should be percentage of FFA into 1.99 gives rise to the acid value. So the procedure to a procedure. So to a liquid fat sample, neutralize 95% of ethanol and phenolphthalein indicator are added. Then sample is then titrated with NaOH, and from that percentage of free fatty acid is calculated as V into N into 282 divided by W into 100, where percentage of FFA is equals to percent free fatty acid gram per 100 gram, which is expressed as a oleic acid. V is the volume of the NaOH titrant in ml. N is the normality of NaOH titrant. 282 is the molecular weight of the oleic acid, which is a gram per mole, and W is the mass of the sample in grams. Now what are the applications? So in the crude fat, free fatty acid or acid value estimates the amount of oil that will be lost during the refining steps designed to remove the fatty acids. In refined fats, a high acidity level means a poorly refined fat or fat breakdown after storage or use. However, if a fat seems to have a high amount of free fatty acids, it may be attributed to the acidic additives. For example, if there is a citric acid is added as a metal chelator, then it will cause the high amount of free fatty acid in the given sample, since any acid will participate in the reaction. If fatty acid liberated are volatile, then free fatty acid or acid value may be measure of hydrolytic rancidity. Then next one is the peroxide value. So the peroxide value is defined as the milli equivalents of the peroxide per kilogram of the sample. So it is the redox titrometric determination. So the assumption is made that the compounds reacting under conditions of test are peroxides or similar products of lipid oxidation. So the procedure. So the fat or oil sample is dissolved in the glycolic acid isooctane mixture in 3:1 3:2 proportion. Upon addition of excess of potassium iodide, which reacts with peroxide, iodine is produced. Iodine is produced. So the solution then is titrated with standardized sodium thiosulfate using a starch indicator. So the peroxide value is calculated as in the equation. So the first one, when fatty acid when reacted with Ki on heating, it will give rise to the alcohol ROH plus KOH, and iodine is liberated. So the liberated iodine, when titrated with the sodium thiosulfate, it will give rise to the sodium iodide and which changes the color from blue to colorless, and from which we can calculate the peroxide value, that is S minus B into N upon W into 1000 milli equivalents of the peroxide per kilogram of the sample, where W is the mass of the sample, S is the volume of the titrant in ml for the sample, B is the volume of the titrant for the blank, N is the normality of sodium thiosulfate solution, which is in the milli equivalent per ml, and 1000 is the conversion factor where we have to convert kilogram into gram. Now what are the applications? So the peroxide values measures the transient product of oxidation. So in the in between stages, so if there is oxidation will occur, so it is determined by using peroxide value. That is, after forming the peroxides and hydroperoxides break down to form other products. So a low value may represent either the beginning of the oxidation or advanced oxidation, which can be distinguished by measuring peroxide value over a time or by using a procedure that measures secondary products of the oxidation. So the peroxide value, which is greater than 20, corresponding to the very poor quality fats and oils, which normally would have significant off flavors, which are having some different flavors. Okay, so for soybean oil, peroxide value of 1 to 5, 5 to 10 and greater than 10, corresponding to low, medium and high levels of oxidation respectively. Then the next one is the para-anicidine value or Totox value. So what is meant by para-anisidic value, or we can say the Totox value? So principle, a para-anisidic value estimates the amount of alpha and beta unsaturated aldehydes, mainly 2 alkenols and 2,4-dienols, which are secondary oxidation products in the fats and oils. So the aldehydes reacts with the para-anicidine to form a chromogen, and that measures spectrophotometrically, and the Totox value tends to indicate the total oxidation of the sample using both peroxide and para-anicidine values. So what happened here? So here is the two alpha beta unsaturated aldehydes are there, which are alkenols and dienols. So para-anicidine, it is the amine. When reacted with the aldehyde, it will forms some kind of complex. So that complex gives some kind of color, and the color of the solution, which is measured by the spectrophotometrically, and in this way we have to find out the para-anisidic value, while the Totox value means what? The total oxidation of the sample when they are exposed to the peroxide, and para-anisidic value we can call it as a Totox value, that is total oxidation value. So the Totox value is equals to para-anisidic value plus 2 into peroxide value. So the procedure, so for that purpose, the para-anisidic value by the convention is defined by 100 times the absorbance at 350 nanometer of the solution containing precisely 1 gram of the test oil diluted to 100 ml using a mixture of solvent, isooctane and para-anicidine. So what are the applications? Since the peroxide value measures the hydroperoxides, which increases and then decreases, and para-anisidic value measures the aldehydes, that is the decay products of the hydroxides, which continually increases. So the Totox value usually rises continually during the course of lipid oxidation. So the fresh soybean oil should have the para-anisidic value which is less than 2 and Totox value which is less than 4. Then next topic is thiobarbituric acid reactive substance test. So the principle, so the thiobarbituric acid reactive substances tests are also known as a thiobarbituric acid test. So it measures the secondary products of lipid oxidation, primarily the malonaldehyde. So it involves the reaction of malonaldehyde with thiobarbituric acid to yield a colored compound that is measured spectrophotometrically. The food sample may be reacted directly with TBA but is often distilled to eliminate the interfering substances, and then distillate is reacted with TBA. So the many modifications of the test have been developed over the years. So we will see the procedure. So in contrast to the direct method for the fats and oils, a commonly used procedure is outlined here that will require the distillation of food samples prior to the determining the thiobarbituric acid reactive substance test. So for that purpose, we will weigh the sample. A weighed sample is combined with the distilled water and mix. So the pH is adjusted to 1.2 and the sample is transferred to the distillation flask. After addition of tertiary butyl hydroxyl toluene BHT antifoam agent and the boiling beads are added and the sample is distilled rapidly and the first 50 ml is collected. Then an aliquot of distillate is combined with TBA reagent and heated in a boiling water bath for 35 minutes. So the absorbance of the solution is determined at 530 nanometer, and using standard curve, absorbance reading are typically converted into milligram of malonaldehyde or TBARS per kg of the sample. Now what are the applications? So the TBA test correlates better with sensory evaluation of rancidity than does peroxide value, but like peroxide value, it is the measure of transient product of oxidation. Despite its limited specificity and the large sample sizes possibly required, the TBA test with minor modification is frequently used to measure the lipid oxidation, especially in various meat products. An alternative to the spectrophotometric method described is to determine the actual content of malonaldehyde using the HPLC analysis of the distillate. Okay, so this is all about the thiobarbituric acid reactive substance test, and this is all about our lecture. Thank you.